Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Realms. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should summon this weekend. Man, I think it's probably going to be the easiest yes, but I know everybody's just coming out and they're all burnt out of summons. But I'll explain in a minute. Without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so if you go to the events, you can see over on the event calendar, we have another big summoning weekend coming up this weekend. Now it shows Twyla, but is Twyla the main feature, really? The special invocation of spirits is going to have Twyla, Hatsuit, Vortex, Phelan. This is the new epic hero. We'll go over that in just a minute. Then we have Harpoon as well. Now, Harpoon is absolute trash. You're not going to want to go for him. Vortex is amazing. So if you're a new player and you need a good healer, Vortex can take you through it almost to the end game. I still use him now. So now Phelan's a bit of a weird one. When inflicting poison on enemies, magic res reduction will also be inflicted, which is a pretty big deal. It's a 20% magic res reduction. It's like a defense down. So if you think that Corridor's defense down is valuable, this is essentially the same thing except for magic. So all magic damage will be increased. Well, I should say magic resistance to magic damage is going to be increased by 20%. So it's basically like lowering the defense, but for magic. Phelan is going to be a very important unit. You might want to summon just to pick her up, or you may just never get her, but she's definitely going to help, especially if you look at Gear Raid 1. Gear Raid 3, not quite as much, but if you use her, you can kind of use like a magic damage dealer there in the center. And setting those poisons down, and she will do a really good job of taking down that boss. Now, Vortex has a super heal range. I like to call it the Vortex range here. And he does provide a lot of shields, and he's of the Northrone faction, so he's pretty tanky. He's also HP based healing, so you can just pump up his HP, make him nice and fast. Now, the two featured heroes are going to be Twyla and Hatsuit. I think most of us now at this point already know a lot about Twyla. She's been a featured unit plenty of times now. She has the ability to completely ignore 80% of defense, essentially. She's doing 80% defense per penetration. All she has to do is keep stacking that ultimate. Right? And it's just insane. Her damage is nutty, and she's probably the strongest single target A0 Awaken level 0 unit in the game, I would think. If you need a unit, if I were to give you one single unit to do as much damage to a boss as possible, she's it. A0, 200 mil on Guild Boss 1, upwards of 800 million on APOC 2. She's super good for Abyss 1 as well. He has the ability to put out, where is it here? Oh, okay. When she triggers Deranged Blade, she's going to put out a bleed. Now, bleeds also increase all the physical damage that boss or that enemy is going to be taking as well from everybody that does physical damage. So it's really important. Now, let's go over to Hatsuit. And you probably have the strongest, I want to say, progression hero in the game. For early game, especially. Mid game, you're going to use her. End game, you use her a little bit yet less, but in the late game, you'll have very niche uses for her, and she's going to be really strong in GVG. She's going to be really strong in Arena, especially AoE Arena. And you're definitely going to want to pick up these units. I couldn't tell you in good conscience not to go after these two heroes. I know there's a lot of rumors about banners coming up in the future, the next limited exclusive. We definitely want to try to get yourself 200 summons for that. But I definitely think going for at least one legendary here and just trying your luck is definitely going to be worth it. Look at these 5s. All the way. It says, I don't know if there's a hero that has that many 5s in the game. When you get done to EXP raid, this should be a 5. Your dungeon 2, it's 5. Your raid 2, she's the best. There's no better unit, in my opinion. As far as a DPS unit for Gear Raid 2, she's the best. Gear Raid 1, that AoE damage is really, really strong. Pushing it off it with no power dominance in Gear Raid 121 might be a little off, so 4.9 might be a little accurate here. 4.8 in Gear Dungeon 1, that's pretty accurate. Single target DPS, fair enough. But Guild Boss 1, even, she does a ton of damage there as well. Artifact and Teal Raid, obviously there's only one platform after stage 18. you get farther down. And she does alright, but I think that the AoE magic damage dealers are taking over with that. In Titanic Ruin, she does alright as well. It's not too bad. Now, how many should you summon and at what level? So I'm going to start off with the free-to-play. The free-to-play, if you don't have Hatsuit or Twyla, you definitely want to go for this banner. I know you might want to be thinking to save, but if you don't have these two, you're probably struggling. You could be struggling with like Grade 1, 2, and 3. If you're not, maybe you just want to skip. But in reality, I like I said, I can't tell you to skip. Mid-game, it's going to be the same thing. And it's going to be, man, I should say early game to mid-game. Probably, yeah, you definitely, you really want to go for this banner. I don't really know what else to say. Hatsuit is amazing. She has an amazing cutscene as well. So if you do pull her, you're going to be really excited. But late game, end game, spenders, yes, absolutely. Now, awakenings. I think that across the board, I'm just going to say across the board, everybody should be going for Hatsuit and Twyla, especially if you don't have them. Now, if you have them, this is where things get a little more tricky. Twyla's really big or really strong awakening is going to be right here at the awakening level 1. It's going to go from like 170, 160, 170, all the way up to like 200, 225 million damage on Guild Boss 1. Just with this awakening 1. It's very, very strong. And I could say maybe you don't want to push too much farther after that. The A3 is really strong as well, but it's not really something that's really necessary going any further than that. The A1 is where it's at. At least get your A1. Hatsuit. Awakenings, not really that exciting. I don't really notice much of a difference. Awakening her up, you get a little extra time here on the A5. But the trigger bounce damage plus 5%, it's not really a big thing. The attack plus 300 is pretty nice. The actually stealth duration plus 10 seconds, you know. So her awakenings aren't really that important, and she's also, just like Twyla, a very strong awakening level 0 unit. But anyways, guys, I don't want to overanalyze this. Should you summon? Absolutely. If you have them, Twyla A1 is a goal. Hatsuit, if you have one, you could probably skip them. You don't really need that. So if you have A1 Twyla, A0 Hatsuit, you can skip and wait for a different banner if you choose to. But you might want to summon anyways to try to pick yourself up a copy of Phelan. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, remember to check out these heroes guides on prospector.gg, or you can join the Discord. We have hero guides, stage guides, tier lists, price guides, everything there right on Discord as well. I'm always on there. People are always willing to help you out if you're struggling with anything. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.